6 months of discipline can put you years ahead of the lazy, because time is not measured in days and weeks, but in how you use them. Most people waste their hours in distraction, comfort, and meaningless routines, convincing themselves that life is long and there will always be more chances. But discipline changes the value of time. 6 months with complete focus and commitment is not equal to 6 months of casual effort. It is equal to years of progress, because momentum multiplies the results of discipline. When you train yourself to cut the noise, remove the excuses, and consistently show up for your goals, you start building a foundation that the lazy will take years to even understand. Think about it. In 6 months, you can master a new skill that makes you valuable in the marketplace. You can build a stronger body, sharper mind, and clearer habits that separate you from the majority. The lazy will still be talking about their plans, their dreams, and their intentions, but you will be living the results of action. The difference between talking and doing is the same difference between 6 months of wasted time and 6 months of transformation. Discipline turns every small effort into a step toward mastery. The lazy wait for motivation, while the disciplined create progress even when they don't feel like it. Discipline is not glamorous, and it is not easy. It means waking up when you don't want to, saying no to temptations that steal your focus, and repeating the same hard routines until they become natural. It means sacrificing comfort today for freedom tomorrow. But here is the truth. Comfort now creates struggle later, while discipline now creates freedom later. 6 months of comfort will leave you exactly where you started. 6 months of discipline will move you so far ahead that when others finally decide to start, they will be years behind. The lazy often believe that success is about luck, intelligence, or special opportunities. But opportunities come to those who prepare. 6 months of discipline is like planting a seed and watering it daily. The lazy will complain that they never had good soil, but the disciplined will create a garden even in the harshest ground. Progress belongs to those who are willing to pay the price of consistency. If you are consistent for 6 months, you will outpace years of inconsistency. Imagine 2 people starting at the same point. One spends 6 months scrolling, sleeping late, and complaining. The other spends 6 months waking up early, studying, training, and focusing. When they meet again, it will look as if years separate them. That is the hidden power of discipline. It compounds. It multiplies every effort, every decision, and every habit until the gap becomes impossible to close. So, if you want to get ahead in life, do not wait for years. Do not wait for the perfect plan. Commit to 6 months of pure focus, because discipline will do what motivation never can. In half a year, you can build a version of yourself that the lazy will look at with envy, wondering how you moved so far, so fast. The answer will be simple. You did not waste time. You invested it with discipline. Stop chasing comfort. Growth lives in discomfort. Because everything meaningful in life comes with some form of struggle. Comfort is tempting. It feels safe. It feels easy. It gives you the illusion that you are living well. But comfort is a trap. It keeps you where you are. It keeps you average. It convinces you that doing nothing is enough. The truth is, comfort never created greatness. Every strong body was built in sweat. Every sharp mind was sharpened by challenges. Every successful life was molded by stepping into uncomfortable places. If you want to grow, you must learn to welcome discomfort, because it is the only environment where transformation happens. Think about the moments that truly changed you. They were not when you were relaxed, entertained, or distracted. They were when you were stretched beyond what you thought you could handle, when you were forced to dig deeper, when you felt like giving up but kept going. That is discomfort, and that is growth. The lazy run from it, but the wise embrace it. Every time you choose discomfort, waking up early when you want to sleep, studying when you want to scroll, working out when you want to rest, you are training yourself to grow. Comfort makes you soft, but discomfort makes you strong. The world does not reward comfort. It rewards courage. People who are willing to step into uncertainty, to face criticism, to take risks, to endure the struggle, are the ones who move ahead. Those who stay in their comfort zones are left behind. 6 months of embracing discomfort will elevate your life more than 6 years of avoiding it. Every uncomfortable choice compounds into confidence, resilience, and skill. And before you know it, the very things that once scared you become your strength. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally. When you feel it, it is a sign that you are growing, that you are breaking limits, that you are doing something most people are unwilling to do. The gym burns, but that burn builds muscle. The late nights of studying are tiring, but they sharpen your mind. The nervousness of speaking in front of people feels scary, but it builds courage. Comfort avoids the pain, but discomfort builds the power. If you want to separate yourself from the crowd, stop seeking the easy path. The easy path looks attractive, but leads nowhere. The hard path looks scary, but takes you somewhere meaningful. Life is simple, stay comfortable, and you stay the same. Step into discomfort, and you create a new version of yourself. One step into discomfort every day for 6 months will make you unrecognizable to yourself and to others. So stop asking for life to be easier. Stop waiting for things to feel right. Instead, ask yourself, am I willing to do what is uncomfortable so I can become unstoppable? Because the truth is, comfort is temporary, but growth lasts forever. The price of discomfort is small compared to the reward it brings. 6 months of discomfort can give you a lifetime of strength, success, and freedom. That is the real secret. Growth never lives in comfort. It only lives in discomfort. Skills are the new currency. Invest in them daily, because in a world that changes so fast, knowledge and ability are what separate those who move ahead from those who are left behind. Money can be lost, opportunities can be taken away, and even jobs can disappear overnight, but skills stay with you. They are portable wealth, and the more valuable your skills, the more valuable you become. People often chase money without realizing that money always chases skill. When you invest in learning, practicing, and sharpening your abilities every single day, you are building a foundation of wealth that no one can steal. The truth is, the world does not pay you for the time you spend. It pays you for the value you bring. And value comes from skill. 6 months of daily investment in learning a high-demand skill can open doors that were once invisible to you. Think about how quickly industries evolve. Technology, communication, business, all of them reward people who adapt and upgrade. The ones who refuse to learn are replaced. The ones who learn daily are promoted, respected, and sought after. That is why skills are the new currency. They determine your worth in every marketplace you step into. When you wake up each day, ask yourself, what new ability can I sharpen today? It could be communication, coding, leadership, creativity, design, sales, or problem solving. Each small improvement compounds, and within months, you become far more valuable than someone who spent their time only consuming entertainment or chasing comfort. Daily investment means consistent effort, even if it is just 1 hour a day. Imagine the difference 6 months would make if you spent 1 disciplined hour each day building a skill. While others complain about lack of opportunities, you would already be creating them. Skills also build confidence. When you know you can solve problems, lead a team, or create something of value, you walk differently, you think differently, and people treat you differently. The lazy look for shortcuts, but shortcuts do not build capability. Capability comes from effort, practice, and discipline. Every time you invest in yourself, you are depositing into an account that will pay you for life. Do not underestimate the power of small, consistent learning. The person who reads for an hour daily knows far more than the person who never opens a book. The person who practices a skill for half a year becomes better than 90% of people who gave up after a week. Daily investment transforms you silently. And then one day, opportunities that were once out of reach suddenly become yours, not because luck found you, but because you prepared yourself. Money can lose value, but skills never do. In fact, they appreciate, they grow more valuable the more you refine them. The world will always reward those who bring solutions, creativity, and excellence. So if you want to change your life, stop chasing money and start chasing mastery. For 6 months, commit to investing in yourself every single day. When you do, you will realize that skills truly are the new currency, and those who hold them will never go broke in life. Your biggest enemy is not failure, it's distraction, because failure at least teaches you something, but distraction steals your time and gives you nothing in return. People fear failure as if it is the end of the road, but in reality, failure is a stepping stone, a teacher, a necessary part of growth. The real danger is not failing, but losing focus. Every time you allow distraction to control you, you drift further away from your goals without even noticing. Failure moves you forward with lessons, but distraction keeps you stuck in the same place, trapped in comfort and mediocrity. Distraction comes in many forms. It is the endless scrolling on social media, the constant checking of notifications, the hours wasted on entertainment, gossip, or unimportant tasks. It feels harmless because it entertains you in the moment, but in truth, it is robbing your future. A distracted person may live each day busy, but at the end of 6 months, nothing has changed in their life. Meanwhile, a focused person who eliminates distractions and channels their energy toward a clear goal becomes unrecognizable in the same period of time. Failure may hurt your pride, but distraction destroys your potential. Failure wakes you up, pushes you to improve, and shows you where you need to grow. Distraction lulls you to sleep, numbs your ambition, and convinces you that there is no urgency. And while you are distracted, someone else is focused. While you waste hours, someone else is investing hours. That is why, in 6 months, the difference between the distracted and the disciplined looks like years. You cannot win if you fight the wrong battle. Most people fight failure, but few fight distraction. The truth is, once you conquer distraction, success becomes inevitable. Success is less about talent and more about attention. Where your attention goes, your energy flows, and where your energy flows, results grow. If you give your attention to meaningless things, your results will be meaningless. If you give your attention to growth, learning, and execution, your results will be powerful. Think about how much time is lost daily to distraction. 1 hour here, 30 minutes there, small interruptions that seem unimportant. But add them up, and you find that half of your day has been stolen. Half a year of distraction equals half a year of lost progress. On the other hand, half a year of intense focus equals a complete transformation. The choice is yours. You cannot eliminate all distractions at once, but you can take control. Remove what does not serve your future. Set boundaries for your time and your mind. Replace mindless scrolling with reading. Replace complaining with creating. Replace wasted time with purposeful effort. Every time you reject distraction, you reclaim your future. Remember, this failure is a bruise, not a scar, but distraction is a slow poison. 6 months of distraction will leave you with regret. 6 months of focus will leave you with results. Do not fear failure, because it is part of the process. Fear distraction, because it keeps you from ever entering the process. Your life will be built not by what you dream of, but by what you focus on. If you want to transform, guard your focus, because your future depends on it. Success is not about working harder, but working smarter and consistent, because hard work alone has never guaranteed achievement. There are countless people who work long hours, give their energy, and exhaust themselves every day, yet remain in the same place year after year. The missing link is not effort. It is direction, efficiency, and consistency. Hard work without a plan is like running fast in the wrong direction. It consumes your time and strength, but takes you nowhere meaningful. Working smarter means channeling your energy into the right tasks, the right strategies, and the right opportunities that actually move you forward. And when you combine that with consistency, success becomes a matter of time. The world often glorifies hustle, telling you that the key is to work more, stay up later, and grind harder than everyone else. But if effort alone created success, the hardest working people on earth would be the richest and most fulfilled. Reality proves otherwise. Success belongs to those who think before they act, who design a plan, and who execute it with discipline. Working smarter is not laziness, it is wisdom. It is about asking, what is the highest value action I can take today that gets me closer to my goal? Consistency is the second half of the equation. Working smart once in a while is not enough. Success is the result of repeated actions, small steps taken daily, habits built slowly but firmly. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. They start strong, then lose momentum when results don't appear instantly. But those who remain steady, who show up every day, who treat discipline as a non-negotiable, eventually rise above the rest. Consistency transforms effort into mastery and time into results. Imagine two people. One works 12 hours a day with no clear direction, constantly reacting to life, scattered and drained. The other works 6 focused hours, cuts out distractions, and spends those hours on high-value tasks, repeating this process daily without excuse. In 6 months, the second person will be far ahead, not because they worked more, but because they worked better and more consistently. That is the secret most people miss. It is not the hours that matter, but what you put into them and how often you repeat them. Working smarter also means leveraging tools, people, and opportunities. Learn from others instead of repeating mistakes. Use technology to save time. Focus on strengths instead of wasting energy fixing every weakness. Delegate tasks that do not require your unique abilities. Successful people understand that life is not about doing everything, but about doing the few things that create the biggest impact. Combine that with showing up every single day, and the gap between you and others becomes massive. So stop measuring success by how tired you are or by how much effort you appear to give. Start measuring it by the progress you are making. 6 months of smart, consistent action will outshine years of blind hard work. Do not confuse movement with achievement. Do not confuse business with productivity. True success is built by aligning intelligence with discipline, by working not just harder, but smarter, and doing it every single day until results cannot be denied. If you don't plan your 6 months, life will plan them for you, because time does not wait for anyone. Whether you choose to use it with purpose or waste it without thought, 6 months will still pass. The question is, what will you have to show for it? Without a plan, you drift. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before you know it, half a year has gone by with little to no progress. Life has a way of filling your schedule with distractions, obligations, and unimportant tasks if you do not take control. When you fail to set your own priorities, you end up living by someone else's. Planning does not mean knowing every step in advance. It means creating a direction, a framework that guides your actions. If you know where you are going, you can make decisions that align with that vision. Without a plan, you chase whatever feels urgent in the moment. You react instead of lead. And those who live reactively often spend their lives building other people's dreams instead of their own. 6 months with a plan can transform your life, but 6 months without one will leave you stuck in the same cycle, wondering why nothing changes. Think about the difference between two people. One wakes up each day with a written plan, clear goals, and a schedule. They know what skill they are learning, what habit they are building, and what steps they need to take daily. The other wakes up and lets the day decide for them. They scroll through their phone, waste hours on small tasks, and go to bed with nothing to show. At the end of 6 months, the first person has results, while the second has only regrets. The difference was not intelligence or talent. It was planning. When you fail to plan, you leave space for procrastination. The mind will always choose the easy path if there is no structure. But when you plan, you create accountability. You remind yourself what matters and force your time to serve your future instead of your comfort. Planning turns intentions into actions and dreams into deadlines. Without it, your dreams remain fantasies and your time becomes wasted potential. Life is full of distractions, and the world will always find a way to use your time if you do not claim it. Your employer, your friends, your environment, even random notifications, they all compete for your attention. If you don't decide what to do with your hours, they will. 6 months is powerful, but only if you claim it with purpose. So sit down, design your next half year. Ask yourself, what skill do I want to master? What habit do I want to build? What change do I want to see in my health, finances, or mindset? Write it down. Break it into months, weeks, and days. Then commit. Even if the plan is not perfect, it will give you direction. You can adjust along the way, but at least you will be moving with purpose instead of drifting aimlessly. Remember, 6 months will pass whether you plan them or not. The only difference is what those months will give back to you. If you plan them, they can give you progress, growth, and transformation. If you don't, they will give you nothing but wasted time. Take control now, because life will not wait for you. Struggles are tuition fees you must pay before life gives you freedom, because nothing valuable in this world comes without a cost. Just as education requires fees to gain knowledge, success requires struggles to gain wisdom. Too many people want the reward without the sacrifice, the success without the suffering, the victory without the battle. But life does not work that way. Freedom, whether it is financial, personal, or emotional, is earned through the price of discipline, sacrifice, and setbacks. Every struggle you endure is like a down payment for the life you dream of living. Struggles are not punishments, they are teachers. When you face difficulties, you are being prepared for the future you are asking for. If life gave you success without trials, you would not be able to handle it, because strength is built only in resistance. A seed cannot grow into a tree without pushing through the soil. A muscle cannot grow stronger without the resistance of weight. In the same way, you cannot grow into your best self without pressure, challenges, and moments that test you. Struggles are simply the proof that you are in the process of transformation. When people run away from struggles, they run away from growth. They choose comfort over challenge, and as a result, they remain stuck. But those who endure, who see struggles as temporary tests, eventually find freedom on the other side. 6 months of consistent struggle may feel heavy, but it will free you from years of regret. Struggles make the future easier because they build resilience, knowledge, and confidence. Without them, freedom remains an illusion. Think about every successful person you admire. Behind their achievements are stories of rejection, failure, and obstacles. They did not avoid the tuition fees. They paid them fully. Every failure was a lesson, every obstacle a new strength, every setback a new strategy. That is how they earned the right to enjoy freedom later. The lazy avoid the struggle and end up trapped in mediocrity, while the disciplined embrace the struggle and break free. The key is to change your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Instead of complaining about the weight, recognize that the weight is building you. Struggles are temporary, but the strength they give you is permanent. 6 months of sacrifice, late nights, early mornings, rejection, and sweat can create a life where you no longer have to struggle for basic survival. But without paying that price, you remain stuck in cycles of frustration. Freedom is not free. It is purchased with persistence. If you want the freedom to choose your lifestyle, to control your time, to live on your terms, then be prepared to endure the process. The tuition fees may feel high, but the education they provide is priceless. Every struggle is shaping you, preparing you, and pushing you closer to the version of yourself that is capable of handling freedom. So do not run from struggles. Welcome them. Know that every hardship you face today is buying you a better tomorrow. 6 months of struggle can buy you years of freedom, but 6 months of comfort can trap you in years of regret. Pay the tuition with pride, because once the lessons are learned, life will reward you with the freedom you have been working for.